A very good morning to all my students. I hope all of you are fine at your homes. So be safe and precautious from coronavirus. So class, in our last video we did part 1 of the chapter Reach for the Top. In this video we will continue with part 2 Maria Sharapova. So after reading this chapter you would be able to make a comparison between Santosh Yadav and Maria Sharapova. So let's continue with the reading and the explanation of the chapter. I'm starting here with the para 1. There is something disarming about Maria Sharapova, something at odds with her ready smile and glamorous attire. And that something in her lifted her on Monday, 22nd August 2005 to the world number 1 position in women's tennis. All this happened in almost no time. Poised beyond her years, the Siberian born teenager took just 4 years as a professional to reach the pinnacle. So here we can see that Maria Sharapova is a great personality. There is some quality in contrast to Maria Sharapova's smile and glamour, which makes her likable. It is this quality that helped her achieve success as she attained world number 1 position in women's tennis. See, you can see here that the date has been mentioned, that is Monday, 22nd August 2005. Maria's calmness and elegance is beyond her age. She was born in Siberia, which is in Russia, and as a teenager, she took only 4 years of training to become the top leaded woman tennis player. So you can see here how much hard work, how much efforts she put to become a leader here in tennis game, right? She has hold that position by her hard work. So let's move further to the second paragraph here. However, the rapid ascent in a fiercely competitive world began 9 years before with a level of sacrifice few children would be prepared to endure. Little Maria had not yet celebrated her 10th birthday when she was packed off to train in the United States. That trip to Florida with her father Yuri launched her on the path to success and stardom. But it also required a heart-wrenching 2-year separation from her mother Yelena. The latter was compelled to stay back in Siberia because of visa restrictions. The 9-year-old girl had already learned an impossible lesson in life, that tennis excellence would only come at a price. Means you have to pay for that, you have to compromise for that. Compromise your comfort zone, compromise your environment which you were there at your home, right? You have to leave so many things to get success. So here the fast growth of her career started 9 years ago when she made a big sacrifice, which can be made by very few children of that young age. Every child can't do that. Very few children can do that, and which she has done. She had not even turned 10 when she was sent to Florida, USA, with her father for training in tennis. She was extremely sad as she has to spend 2 years separation from her mother Yelena. Maria's mother was forced to stay back in Siberia because she did not have the permit to travel to the US. At the tender age of 9, Maria learned that in order to excel at tennis, she would have to make many sacrifices, many compromises, right? She has to suffer a lot for that. She can't get that just like that, right? She have to make some compromises, some sacrifices, and leave her comfort zone, obviously. So let's move on further to the third paragraph here. I used to be lonely, Maria Sharapova recalls. I missed my mother terribly. My father was working as much as he could to keep my tennis training going, so he couldn't see me either. So here Maria recollects that she used to remain alone, right? She is remembering that and missed her mother a lot. Her father worked hard to fetch money for her needs, and so he also could not meet her because he was quite busy in his work, in doing his hard work to get some money, right? To maintain the expenses of her games, of her training. Now, para 4, I am reading here. Because I was so young, I used to get to bed at 8 pm. The other tennis pupils would come in at 11 pm and wake me up and order me to tidy up the room and clean it. So that was quite rude behavior by those, right? So here you can see that Maria Sharapova is saying that she was very young and so she would go to sleep at 8 pm. She can't be late on that. The other students would return at 11 and would wake her up and ordering her to clean the room. That was quite rude behavior by the elders. Para 5. Instead of letting that depress me, I became more quietly determined and mentally tough. I learned how to take care of myself. I had never thought of quitting because I knew what I wanted. When you come from nothing and you have nothing, then it makes you hungry, very hungry and determined. I would have put up with much more humiliation and insults than that to steadfastly pursue my dream. Means she has taken actually everything in a positive manner. Maria did not get depressed by all this. Instead, she became determined and mentally tough. She took care of herself. She never thought of leaving the training and she never thought of quitting because she was determined to achieve her aim. When a person has nothing, he craves and becomes determined to get it. She says that she would have borne greater humiliation and insults also in order to achieve her dream. Means she could bear much more than this, right? But she want to have that success. She wants to have that position. For that, she can suffer anything. Here, para 6, that toughness runs through Maria even today. It was the key to her bagging the women's singles crown at Wimbledon in 2004 and to her meteoric rise to the world number one spot the following year. Here, Maria retains her determination. She keeps on that till the present day. The determination led her to grab the women's single trophy at the Wimbledon Championship in 2004, followed by the rapid climb to the top position in 2005. Means you can see here how speedily, in such a great manner, she is achieving the success, right? One by one, she is getting higher. So here in para 7, while her journey from the frozen plants of Siberia to the summit of women's tennis has torched the hearts of tennis fans, for the youngster herself there appears to be no room for sentiment. The straight looks and the answers she gives when asked about her ambition make it amply clear that she considers the sacrifices were worth it. I am very, very competitive. I work hard at what I do. It's my job. This is her mantra for success. So, she also shared her feelings, her determination with other fans, with other people. Tennis fans feel emotional to know about Maria's journey from the frozen region of Siberia, but she is not moved by it, right? She was very strong. She gives straight answers when questioned about her aims, which imply that she accepts the hurdles and challenges she faced were worth the result that she got. Definitely. Obviously, no doubt she faced the challenges, she faced the hurdles, but she go through it. And she suffered a lot, but she was strong enough to handle that. And ultimately she got the result, she got the success. She adds that she is competitive and works hard to as she was quite determined and she considers it to be a part of her work. Means to be determined, to be focused is a part of her work. That there is nothing extra out of it. This is the mantra, means the secret for her success. Okay. Now move on to 8th paragraph. Though Maria Sharapova speaks with a pronounced American accent, she proudly parades her Russian nationality. Clearing all doubts, she says, I am Russian. It's true that US is a big part of my life, but I have Russian citizenship. My blood is totally Russian. I will play the Olympics for Russia if they want me. Means, after achieving success even in another country, she is not forgetting her own. She is showing her nationality, right? Maria's speech has an American accent, but she is proud to be a Russian. She says that USA is a big part of her life because she trained here, right? But in the core of her heart, she is a Russian. She will never forget the effort she made in USA, the training she got in USA, but in the core of her heart, she is a Russian. She holds the citizenship of Russia, and her ancestors definitely are Russians. She is willing to represent Russia at the Olympics too. So, here, para 9. Like any number of teenage sensations, Maria Sharapova lists fashion, singing, and dancing as her hobbies. She loves reading the novels of Arthur Conan Doyle. Her fondness for sophisticated evening gowns appears at odds with her love of pancakes with chocolate spread and fizzy orange drinks. Means she is quite a normal girl. If she is ambitious, if she is famous and popular, that doesn't mean that she is not going to have some common hobbies, some common likes or dislikes, right? So here you can see that, like other teenagers at her age here, Maria Sharapova's favorite pastime are fashion, singing, and dancing. She really likes to read novels written by Arthur Conan Doyle, the creator of Sherlock Holmes. She likes to wear fashionable evening gowns. Looking at her fit body, it is unbelievable. Actually, you can't believe that she likes to eat pancakes with chocolate spread and drinks actually which is full of flavored and full of calories. This is quite unbelievable that she is liking these things. So let's move on further with the para 10 here. Maria Sharapova cannot be pigeonholed or categorized. Her talent, unwavering desire to succeed, and readiness to sacrifice have lifted up here to the top of the world. Few would grudge her the riches she is not reaping. This is what she has to say about her monetary gains from tennis. Of course, money is a motivation. Tennis is a business and a sport. But the most important thing is to become number one in the world. That's the dream that kept me going. Here, what Maria is saying, Maria cannot be put into a particular category. She want to be free, right? She can't be she can't kept herself in a prison, right? She can't kept herself in a prison of any category, any kind of particular place. She wants to be free. She wants her own freedom. Her talent, urge to succeed, and sacrificing nature helped her reach the top position in the women's tennis. No one will oppose the benefits that she is getting now, because she says that money does motivate her to work hard. Definitely, everybody gets motivated when you get money for that, right? But that doesn't mean that you are not going to do hard work and you are not going to be ambitious, right? That is the only part of motivation. Money is the only part of a motivation. Tennis is both a sport and a business, but the most important aspect for her, I'm talking about her consideration, her actual perception about tennis, was to reach the top sport in women's tennis. It was this dream that kept her going further, kept her working further. Means ultimately you get money and you get motivated by that. But your aim should be higher, right? Your aim should be to get success, not to get money. Obviously, money motivated you, but still you have to aim for higher success, aim to get good position of whatever the field you are in. Okay, so I hope you got the explanation, the reading and the explanation of the chapter, and you have understood the concept as well. So we will do further in this chapter in our next video, an online class. Till then, have a great day. Thanks for watching the video.